Hello, everyone. This is Kimberly, your host with Keeping It Real. I am here with Andrew Salinas.
How's it going, everybody?
Hello, Andrew.
And you have all day to figure out how to get money. You'll get the money. You'll figure it out. Like when you're not, sitting on all these, and that's another thing too. Yes, obviously there's a lot of work, especially the first year. Like my grandma had more of a social life than I did. This is true.
Yeah.
Literally, my aunt and uncle. I remember this ticket. It was a Saturday night. Aunt and uncle came to pick up my grandma, take her to the movies. They're like, "Hey, do you want to come?" I'm like doing sales scripts and sales training, and just like if I look like a gremlin. So I'd be like, but then after a while. I think that's something you realize when you're solo is like, yes, there's a lot of work to do, but when you take out like unnecessary meetings that only exist for some middle manager's ego and office gossip, office politics, and you take all that out, there's actually a lot of time in the day to just
there's 24 hours within the day.
And when the work feels lighter when it's going directly towards your benefit.
Yeah.
You don't mind like
it's your baby. Like this is like it's for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then your name is on it, and then the clients hire you. Mm-hmm. So when someone pays you money, it's like they hired you because you presented or you did something that made them be like, yeah, I'll trust this guy with my life.
It's a flex when they're like, I trust your name enough to purchase, your brand.
Yeah, because especially now, people are hurting financially, and I'm not cheap. So it really is an investment when people.
I mean, you know your worth. You get what you pay for, honestly.
Oh yeah,
you can go to Shein and get something. I'm not cheap.
There's some Shein lawyers. And I'll tell people that sometimes they'll. Because I don't really negotiate on price anymore. I just say, here's what the price is. You take it or leave it. And other people are like, well, this other attorney said they do it for. Well, they'll do that, and then your sister will sit in jail for a year, and they'll never answer your phone calls, and you'll wonder where the hell your money went. That's what will happen.
It's just it's crazy that sometimes whenever you do give a lot of leeway to clients and you give them
you always regret it.
Dude.
You always regret
Oh yeah.
Every time you get someone a break, you always regret
It's I'm being super nice to you. I gave you a discount. All I need you to do is give me what I need so I can defend you. And it's they act like you're the one that's gonna get hurt. Mm-hmm. And it's just no, dude, I gave you a discount because I want to help you, but apparently you don't want to help yourself. So it's how do you handle that? Because
you string them out. I sniff it out now. I charge since the beginning of the year. I've charged consult fees, and that's been the biggest. As soon as I was like, oh, that's kind of expensive. This other attorney said this phrase, and I really like it. Where some people are tire kickers, where they'll call around, try and see if they. They'll try and game the system. We're like, okay, let me talk to different lawyers, see different prices, and then maybe they'll give me some legal insights.
Negotiate.
Like that. So I found that it's hey, those people, one, they're not going to hire anyway, and two, even if they do, they're going to be a nightmare because they're just going to hit you up all the time. I actually have in my, which other lawyers, I encourage you to do this. I have a clause in my contract for excessive communications where it's hey, for instance, if I tell someone
smart.
Yeah. If I tell someone look, it's going to be 2 months till the blood results come back in your DWI case, right? And then your court date is X. So there's no new updates. If they come back in, we work for the same firm. There's some people who it doesn't matter that you told someone that on Monday. They're going to call you on Wednesday and then again on Thursday and Friday asking what's going on. So I just put my foot down and said, look, my duty as ethical duty as a lawyer. I, of course, have to keep you informed about your case. But if I've already told you what it is, I'll still answer your phone, but I'm going to charge you $100 a minute or $50 a text.
Yeah.
All right. And so far I've only had to use that. I've had to warn someone once.
Okay.
And then it stops. But even having it in the contract is they're
dude, it's in the contract. You cannot say I didn't tell you.
And I get a little bit where the client's coming from, because obviously they're stressed about the case.
Yeah.
And then, there are all these attorneys that like won't communicate with their clients. They'll be sitting in court for the full morning, 3 hours, they had to find parking, take off from work, and then their attorney won't even like communicate, and they're just like sitting there.
Yeah, they're distressed. Yeah.
Those are shitty attorneys. Like, it's like
come on, like this dude's freaking out. Just
like
give him
that person need to come to court, or at least shoot him a text, be like, hey, I'm busy, I'll be there at this time.
Yeah.
And then they're just like sitting there the whole time. So yeah, but as long as you're not doing that, I feel like an excessive communication causes.
It's really great. No, yeah,
Yeah.
100%. They'll keep asking you the same thing over and over again, and then and you're communicating with like 3 to 4 people when only one person is like the actual person.
Yeah, no, there's always one. It's like there'll be, for every 30 or 29 chill clients, there's like one that's just like on your ass all the time, and you're like, dude, it's not that serious.
Breathe.
Your case is 3 months old. Like, dude, relax, man.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you think was the hardest thing to, like, get on as a, new business owner now, attorney?
Just traction. You have times where, like, nobody's calling you, and you're like, oh, how am I going to pay? Like, first 6 months were really rough. Like, I had to move back in with my parents and then my grandmother eventually. But then I think it's just traction, because getting like the Google review. So I'm a big, I was heavily influenced early on by Alex Hormozy. He's like that Jack's Iranian dude. $100 million. But I bought one of his book, like I think it was the Leads book, $100 million Leads or offer. And his big thing was social proof. So, you say that you're a good attorney, you're a good whatever, where's your proof, right? So that's why I was like heavily into like Google reviews, into Ava reviews. So, but like getting those first few, because nobody wants to be like the first one.
Yeah.
But
it's
then,
like,
right. But then after you have a few, then you're like, all right, I'll like join in. So
up on the bed, right?
yes. So, but yeah, like that was the big. That's the big thing, is just having people come find you, because you're competing. And I'm kind of glad I didn't think about this, because it probably would have intimidated the shit out of me. Because you're competing with people who've been in business for years. They have like thousands of reviews that are all positive and all this, and then you're
just here like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. But it's one of those things where like if you stay in the game, it's all about just staying in the game long enough. Because like it comes down to like who's here in 15 years, continuously here. Because other people are gonna like be like, I don't want to do this, or they have kids and they decide I'm just gonna do that. It really is just like who stays in the game.
Yeah, that's it. It's like a lot of people don't give in the effort, like 3-year effort to invest in a business, but they will give 3 years away, not doing anything, sitting and wasting their time. So it's like, I guess
3 years. Those. It's just thinking, and I'm going to borrow Hormozy's thing, thinking in longer time horizons.
Yeah.
So like, you think, I worked on this for like a month. It took a long time. It's like, okay, but do that every day for 10 years. Where would you be?
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And it just multiplies. And it does get easier, because now that I don't have to like kind of prove to people that I know what I'm doing. Because like, look, I read my reviews. I got a bunch of them. They're good. Just got nominated super lawyers. I'm chill. Yeah. Like, I know what I'm doing. It's good.
It's proof.
And now, like, consultations there's less, I guess, anxiety on my end, because one, I don't need the sale. We're doing all right. So if this person walks away, it's like, okay,
cool,
we're good. But then two, it's like, I know that when I set a price, it's a fair price. I'm not going to give discounts anymore. And it completely like changes the dynamic, and that's nice. But that takes a while to get to that point. You got to have a lot of sales consultations that you think went well, and you think, man, you're already counting your money. Don't count your money until it hits the because inevitably, if you start like, okay, I'll take out this much for tax, and then they're not going to hire you. They're not going to hire you, and it's not going to go well. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Like, how did you go about, putting your price and everything? Like, did you consult with other attorneys? Like,
I mean, you kind of ask around. If people hired other attorneys, I always just like, just out of general curiosity, how much they spend, because you have like the top 5% who can charge $100,000 for a misdemeanor. Then you have like the scummy people who will charge you like $2,000 for a misdemeanor. And
it's
then,
like what?
there's a medium in between there for that kind of stuff. But it's just like osmosis. You just kind of pick things up.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, what advice would you give, to business owner, like a law firm, upcoming law firm, business owner, attorney, growing?
Quit while you're ahead, because I'm here.
No.
I mean,
don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it. No, I mean, just the way law school is currently structured, it's all geared towards let's pump as many people into corporate law so that one of them will become, one out of like 1,000 will become a partner, and then they'll give us money in the future, right? People can disagree with that. You're wrong. That is what the structure is. And, like they need their endowments, they need other stuff. So they don't, because of that, they're not really teaching entrepreneurship. They're not teaching business skills. They're not teaching management. Lawyers are notoriously bad at just management. You see all these like attorneys that are like, oh, I'm working so hard. It's like, okay, cool, man. Are you, or are you just bad at time management? And you don't know, because like, I get my stuff done at a reasonable time, and then I'm, because you space things out. You're like, okay, I'm going to set aside this block of time, get this stuff done, and then that's it. And you're like...
And you're done. That's it. Just focus, get it done, and then you can go on.
Be a person, live your life, and I think clients appreciate that too, when like, if you show up to court and you're all frazzled and you're sleep deprived, what are they going to think? Like, oh shit, this is what I'm paying all my money to? Or, hey, I got sleep tonight, haircut's fine, skincare, rolled into court. Hi, how you doing? That's the attorney one, the one that's well rested, that
shows up and it's like, I'm here.
Not the one that's like, you see all those memes of people who they got the baggy stuff, and if this is your attorney, you're going to jail. Yeah, because they're like frazzled, and they're the ones working until 2 a.m. Like, oh, it's like, no, dude, time management.
And get your rest.
That goes to why my thing about like, I think almost nothing needs to be a meeting. A podcast needs to be a meeting. At most. Almost nothing has to be a meeting.
You can just pick up the phone. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Almost nothing.
Yeah.
Unless you're firing someone. Or like you're putting them on a performance improvement plan.
Yeah.
There's almost no reason to like, everybody take an hour out of your day. Why? Why?
Like, just get it done right there. Like,
even most consult, I just kind of moved to this office space in Green Street in Houston. It's very nice, free coffee, all this thing. People still just want to go on Zoom. They just want to consult on Zoom. They don't want to do the parking, go to the thing. And it's fun. This is for me. This is more for me than anything else.
Than anything else.
Yeah.
No, because it's true. A lot of people, like, why do you want to do... And then you have to pay parking and stuff, and then you have to, like...
Take off work.
Right. And then just so many things. So many are...
Sure.
So, wow. No, I mean, so your advice to them is just manage your time. Don't take things too seriously. And, like...
Well, just not don't take things seriously. Take things seriously, but like don't be so self-employed. No, I think this is the advice I want to give is don't think that you have to copy everything that like a established firm or like a business has done. Because like oftentimes just because something's bigger doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. Because as you know, a lot of it is just bloat. Yeah. A lot of people really only work because think about it. Like most people, they work good stuff in the morning, and then after lunch, there's that lethargic, and you're done at 2:30, but you gotta pretend that you're working because you gotta justify your job. When you go solo, if you're done at 2:30,
you're done at
and you're like, I have consults at the end of the week, and then I've already reviewed all the evidence for discovery. I'll go, it's a nice day. Let me go for a walk in the park and read a book, right? Like. Why do you need to, just...
I love that,
How much money do you need,
Yeah, literally. Like
how much is enough? Right?
I feel like, that's an issue also, that people aren't sometimes happy because they don't know their limit of, like, what is enough for you. Like, you don't need to be, like, fit into society.
Especially with Instagram, right? It's always like you get all of them are fake, by the way. And like, no, I'm convinced that everyone with a big social media following is just a fraud at this point, or like they're like into child abuse or whatever. But future clients. No, but like everyone's in Dubai, Miami, and millions of dollars and stuff. It's like you. I think like if you want to be like top 10% in America, you just need to make like you need to make $300K, right?
Yeah.
Which is not millions of dollars, not half a million. It's $300K, and then you're done.
You're done. You're good.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's fine.
That's good. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously.
Also, why do you need to be top 10%?
Like for what? Yeah,
it's
like
fun.
some people genuinely just want to live in a small home, like not have to worry about anything, and just live life.
Have a garden.
Yeah, have a garden, plant like your onions and tomatoes, and that's it.
You make soup.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like a lot of people are like just so like, oh no, I need to have this status, and for what? To impress who?
Yeah.
Like to get
some people that you don't care about will think you're cool.
Like if they're not.
You know what's cool? Not caring about that.
Yeah. If they're not paying your bills and like doing your every like day to day or help you cheat death or whatever, then why do you care? You know what I mean? Like
I think we lost the background. That's okay. We're gonna look at this nice lighthouse there.
So pretty.
No, exactly. Yeah. And it always just a question of like, why are you doing it? You know, like, and I think a lot of people they don't take the time to just I didn't take like breaks during because I went to high school, then to college, graduated college early. Then I worked for like a Congress member here, and then did that, and then went straight to law school. But I think honestly, there's nothing wrong with like if someone wants to like live in a van and just travel for like a year, just like and put the phone away and just like sit quietly with yourself and be like, what do I want? You know, like I recently came to that. I recently had one of those where I was like, I'm 30 now.
Yeah.
5 years. So I'm 5 years into the game.
Yeah.
What's my next 5 years? And I'm thinking like because I could get a bigger office, like a brick and mortar, big brick office, hire a bunch of people, and then I was thinking, why? Like, why do you want to do that? So
like what? You have to sit down. It's like, what's gonna make me happy? What's gonna make me not hate my life? Right. Because some people ask to eat a lot, but once they have a full plate, then they don't want to.
You can have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Like like you're saving up for retirement, and then you get hit by a bus at 64, and then what? Your kids. And then like people go to your funeral. Some people that you thought would come are busy, so they won't come, and they'll think about you for like 20 minutes. And then they'll go home, and then they'll move on with their lives. And then you were all worried what they thought about you.
Yeah, life's too short to care. Yeah, who cares? Just do your thing. I love that. Yeah, that's really good. So who do you think has supported you throughout this whole process the most?
Definitely my family. I couldn't have done this without them. Like I said, I moved in with them when it was like rough. As far as the first few months.
But you didn't give up. You didn't give up.
No, you don't give up. But I mean, my family for sure. And then and that's the thing. Like the older you get, the fewer friends you have.
Yeah.
I
remember whenever we met up and everything, you were like, damn, like I'm out here living with my mom, and then you would go on a date. You're like, I can't even take them there because.
It's funny. I was getting Morgan when I was living with my family because now I have a nice apartment downtown. It's pretty nice. Zero bitches. It's just me with my records. That's another podcast there. But my mom is very happy, but it can be a little lonely sometimes because even if they are there and they're supportive, right? I'm the first one to go to law school and do this. I'm the first one to like run my own business. So it's just a lot of firsts, and thankfully we have the internet now where like you can go and literally watch people say like, so when I was like sleeping in my office floor, this is how I got out of it, and you can kind of have like a parasocial support as well. Just because there's one thing about just general support, but then there's like the specific like I've been there. you're going to be okay afterwards too. So internet is good for them.
And I love that. That's literally part of, keeping it real. It's like letting them know, like, you might be in a tough situation, but every person that has achieved something in their lives has been in a tough situation. I feel like it's through your toughest times where you get to actually figure out where you want to be and where you don't want to be, because obviously, you're going through like this dark hole and you're like, you feel like you're dying and suffocating and everything sucks, but it's like
everything sucks.
Everything sucks. But then it's like,
and then it doesn't.
And then it doesn't. Yeah, because then you start doing it. You take one like step forward. It's like running a marathon at like 5 a.m. You're like, you can't see the finish line, but you know that there's a finish line, and you just keep taking one step at a time. Good. So no, I'm glad you had your family that pushed you through that, which is another reminder: treat your family well, because
I'm thankful that my family supported. Some people won't have that, but you gotta develop self internal calluses, because and I'm realistic about it, right? Like business is good right now. Yeah. It's all sunny outside. It's all nice. In a year it might be really bad, and I might be struggling and other things, but I'm still me. So you just gotta develop that muscle of like leaning on yourself as well, because you just because someone just because you can share struggles with somebody doesn't mean you necessarily should. As you know. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's honestly really powerful. And I mean, you're right. Like right now it's sunny, it's really great, but at least you know that if you were able to overcome, that storm at one point, you're going to be able to overcome it at another point.
Yeah. Or you won't, and then it's not your problem anymore. Off to the ether. Oh, gosh. Keeping it really real.
They're keeping it really, really real.
Then all of a sudden it's not your problem.
Yeah. But, no, but that's amazing, though, that, now you're, having a great business, you have money flow coming in, but to get there, you had to go through some really hard trials. And I remember, like us having those conversations, and it was just like, nah, like you're really like, that's so great though that you're doing this. We're just like hyping each other up, like right there. So no, that's really great. And I mean, I'm super glad, like that I'm here in Houston with you and having.
Thanks for making the drive. She drove all the way from Austin.
To Houston.
She came in like haggard from the traffic.
Yes, it's so bad. Like the traffic here is really. If you go to Houston, be prepared to miss some exits. Catch some traffic.
The only way to avoid it is what I do is live downtown, and then you walk to court, you walk to your work. I only have to use my car like once a week if I want to like visit family. That's it.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well,
only way to defeat Houston is
living. It's like being in the center of it and walking everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, oh my! Like I turned into the street and it was like, oh my gosh, is this the wrong way? Like I don't know. It was just like a girl moment right there. Like
it's her. My social media manager is in the background, being like, yes.
Yeah. She's agreeing right now.
She's agreeing. Yes.
So no, but I'm so glad I made the drive and I got to talk to you and from like our previous conversations, this one's a brighter. Like so much better. So it's like I really did. We saw it through. We're here.
Good.
Yeah. So thank you so much.
And hey, I'll give you kudos too because you're the what. Can I ask you if we have like a few more minutes left? Like, what made you want to start this podcast?
Because
now we're flipping the switch. I'm
yes. Well, honestly, it was like. I went through my own struggles as well, and I felt really alone. And I feel like sometimes I get so unmotivated to not do something. Like, even this podcast, sometimes I'm just like...
Like, sometimes I just want to hide it.
Well, and not have
anybody notice me, but then it's like, no.
Like I kind of did what you told them. You kind of sit down and you see yourself 5 years from now, and you're like, is this what I want my life to... Like, if I died tomorrow... Yeah. And I just see myself sitting down and crying and pitying myself. Is this really what I want? So then I was like, no. So I feel like this is a good chance to surround myself by individuals who've achieved and overcame, their own difficulties. Because, like I said, your circle is your pocket.
Sure.
So it's like, if I surround myself by those type of people, then I'll keep my motivation going, and I'll learn discipline and little tactics from them, and by also sharing it to the world.
Sure.
So then they can pick up on that and see.
How many episodes have you done?
Like 6, 7.
So
7.
apparently, to get to the top 1% of podcasts, you only need to record 30 episodes. So
Yeah. So
you're on your way.
Yeah, I'm going there one episode at a time, and yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I know that I have to push through, and maybe right now I'm just like at the starting point. There's like no profit. I'm like using everything.
But it's also fun because you can mess around and see what works.
That's literally it. I'm like, maybe I should switch up the logo, like work on this, like whenever I first did my first podcast, it was like I was so nervous. I was looking at like a script.
I remember.
Yeah. I was like, but now it's like, no, like
there's actually downlighting now.
Yeah. And I was like, no, like honestly, like I'm just gonna keep it real, because who am I trying to please? Like if you're gonna watch my stuff, you're gonna watch it.
Right.
And if you need it, then it's going to be there. Like I'm gonna do my part and do this and remind myself like why I want to do it in the beginning, and as long as I'm happy, like I'm happy, and I'm glad I get to talk to people that I've known, and I get to share their story, and just it's a good catch up too, like a 2-in-1.
It's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
She gets to hang out and make it a tax write-off.
Yeah, literally.
Smart. She graduated early from college. So.
Yeah. So
all right. Well, very good.
Thank you so much though for flipping the script and just having me, and just us being able to keep that communication, because I know you're doing your thing and I'm also doing my thing, and it's like, but at the end of the day, it's like, hey, what's up? Like, are you alive? Like, yeah, I'm here. So
I see you golfing every day, so that's
we need to hit the golf course. We need to.
You are much better golfer than me. I'll tell you that. I need to work on my swing.
It's okay, with some like liquor in there. No DWI, no encouragement, but we'll
Uber there.
Yeah,
Okay.
Literally. But yeah, well, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Kimberly, your host with Keeping It Real with Andrew Salinas.
Yes, if you're ever arrested in the Houston area or you need immigration help, call up your boy.
Yeah, I'll leave his details down below. Thank you so much.